Hello, thanks for joining me today on my latest Vblog video. Today, even though it's been a relatively quiet week than usual, I'm going to be talking about the Batman Arkham Knight, which is a great game, and the issues we've had with the PC port, and the controversial Eurogamer interview with Luke Smith regarding the Taken King. Now, I'll kickstart off with the Taken King. Basically, how it started. When the Taken King was announced, there was various editions, including a collector's edition, which came with an awesome looking strange coin, and among this content was a digital content pack, which included 3 shaders, 3 emotes, and 3 exotic class items. You could only get this content if you bought the collector's edition. Now, in this collector's edition, you also get the Destiny base game, the Dark Below, and the Haste of Wolves, which is great if you're a new gamer coming into Destiny. But gamers like myself and many others who already own the base game and the expansions, who want this digital content pack, we do not want to spend in the region of £80 to buy expansions and a base game we already own to get this digital content pack. So when Eurogamer's Tom Phillips had an interview with Bungie's Luke Smith, he asked him about whether or not the Taken King is value for money at £40, the cheapest version you can buy of it, which still includes a base game and expansions. He said, well, of course he's going to defend it. He's not going to say no, it doesn't represent good value for money. I can't say whether or not it represents good value for money because I've not played it, so my opinion that would be invalid. So, no. It's 8 September 1st, so I'll hold any reservations or judgment of it until then, because I'm not going to comment on something I haven't played. And then obviously he asked him about this digital content pack, which includes the 3 emotes, shaders and whatnot. And Luke Smith came across as very arrogant and showed no regard for the fan base, and it was very much a tough shit attitude. So when he asked him, Tom Phillips, he's a Destiny fan. He wants this digital content pack, but like many of us, he doesn't want to re-buy content we already own just to get this pack. And he says, well, I'm not going to buy content games I already own just to get this, so I can't get this digital content pack. Luke Smith replied, but you can if you buy the collector's edition, which is, yeah, I'm sitting there, I'm telling you can get it, and I'm happy. I'm going to be blatant and blasé about it, but you can just spend your £80 just to get a DLC content pack, and I don't give 2 shits if you're going to buy the game and the expansions again, which you already own. And then Luke Smith carried on a bit further down the interview and said, if I fired up a video right now that showed you the emotes, you would throw your money at the screen. Which, that's just a completely a tough shit. It's like, yeah, I know you just told me you already own a game and expansions, but if I showed you these dance emotes, you're going to give me your money regardless. Speaking almost like we're blind sheep. And to be honest, I think one of the main... I enjoy Destiny now, even though it's completely lacking in story, and that is what's bullshit about it. The game just finished. There was no gripping story, like it was like the trailers led you to believe before it came out. So I think one of the reasons why a lot of Destiny fans want to invest in the Taken King is because we actually want a proper story, and I do hope that's good. But anyway, following Luke Smith's attitude, the gaming community went in uproar on Twitter, Facebook, forums. Bungie and Activision heard, and then they decided that they're going to adjust the versions available for Taken King. So now, to save returning players, or VIP members as they call them, instead of having to pay £40 for the Taken King and getting content you already own, if you're a year 1 player, aka VIP member or VIP player, you can buy the Taken King for £20, which is the same price individually as Dark Below and the Haste of Wolves, which for me, even though I've obviously not played it yet, that seems like a much more fairer price. And if you're a VIP member, a year 1 player, you'll also get a an exclusive emblem, shader and sparrow. And there's going to be a promise of more stuff to be announced soon, which will be exclusive to VIP members. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that is. And in terms of the digital content pack, they following the uproar, they made it available so we could also purchase it, albeit at a much higher price, which at £20 or $20, still very pricey. But a way I'd recommend getting round that is if you're an EU gamer, create an American account, share it with a friend on Xbox One or PS4, and split the cost with the US dollar. Works out much cheaper that way. And obviously this digital content pack includes exclusive shaders, emotes and exotic class items, which £20 still seems a lot. They've made it available, but it's like, yeah, you can buy it, but it's going to cost you. That's why I would recommend splitting the cost with a friend if you can. So, I mean, even though it was somewhat forced by Bungie and Activision, they wouldn't have done this if gamers didn't raise their voices through the roof. And even Luke Smith released a statement apologising for the way he came across. He explained that he's got a dry, sarcastic sense of humour. It's the way his personality is, and he might not have portrayed himself very well in this interview. And he even says he's an asshat, so fair play to him. He's acknowledged that he was an asshat, as he says. And Bungie and Activision have tried to redeem themselves by making this content available, the digital content pack, albeit at a higher price, and returning Destiny players don't have to buy content they already own, and they can now buy Taken King at a far more reasonable price. It's a result for the gaming community. It just shows you if we don't want to stand for that shit, then we won't have to. We don't stand for it. We won't stand for it. I think it's a great result for gaming and gamers alike. And I do have to say, fair play to Bungie and Activision for backtracking and going back to themselves and adjusting it to make it more fairer for everyone else, because I'm sure there have been plenty of other companies who wouldn't have done that. It's forced, but at least they've changed it, and it's better that they've changed it and not. But let's see what for Taken King is any good come September 1st when it releases a PS3, PS4, 360 and Xbox One. Oh, and you may have seen that stupid Red Bull promotion where you can get an epic new quest and bonus XP, which it's a shame that's exclusive to North America, and you won't be able to get this promotion anywhere else. And the folks that you may have seen at a Dying Light Techland, they came up with a genius piss take of their own promotion where it involves you tweeting pictures of yourself, drinking water, having their hashtag, and they use their tagline, level up your game with a real king of hydration, water. Great humour, and it's a nice switch up. I'll put a picture right now to show you what it is. Yeah, so that's that one out of the way. And we've got Batman Arkham Knight. I bought mine on a PS4. Obviously, we've had the collector's editions delayed, which was an absolute piss take. But the game finally arrived this week, and it is fucking awesome. Absolutely love it. It plays essentially the same as the previous Arkham games, with your counter system and whatnot, but it's so much more fluid. The world is, I think Gotham City is 5 times bigger than Arkham City. It looks stunning. It's well worth the wait. I mean, it's supposed to release last November. It's got delayed, and it's so worth the wait. But it's not all been good for PC gamers. And it's said that rather than which Rocksteady Studios developed it for the console in mind. And by the sayings of the PC was somewhat of an afterthought, where they developed it for Xbox One and PS4, and then they sourced out the console port over to Iron Galaxy Studios, which apparently consisted of 12 members. And I'm not a PC gamer, but I know a lot of people have got this game, and I've had issues with poor frame rates. The game's been crashing. There's even been textures which the PS4 version has, what the PC version doesn't, which is insane, because if a PC game was working how it should on a top-end PC, it should be the elite version of that game. So for it to have a poor frame rate, for it to keep on crashing and not have like water dripping down a Batman's mask, raindrops. That's got a high level of detail in the PS4 version, which shouldn't be so. In fact, both versions should have it regardless. Perhaps obviously more detail for a PC version. So obviously, and especially with Steam's new refund policy, a lot of gamers, rightfully so, have been getting their refunds. And the PC version was so bad, where we're getting so many refunds, it got pulled from digital sales. And to take a bit of Warner Brothers statement, we want to apologise to those who experienced performance issues of Batman Arkham Knight on PC. We take these issues very seriously and have therefore decided to suspend future sales of a PC version while we work to address these issues to satisfy your quality standards. Now, what I will say, a friend of mine, Harris, he bought Dead Rising 3, and apparently that was an atrocious port. And with Batman Arkham Knight, to me, you look at GTA 5, when that released on PS4 and Xbox One, it took several months later for a PC version to release. And obviously a lot of PC gamers were annoyed by having to wait longer. But I think ultimately, when the game released, they got a great version of a game. A better version than the console versions, which it should be. So from what I can gather, it was well worth the wait. And it was great that Rockstar took the extra time to give the PC version the attention that it needs and the development time that it needs. Where with Batman Arkham Knight, when it got outsourced to Iron Galaxy, it got released alongside the console version. It clearly wasn't ready, hence all of its problems. But I do not understand. I just hope their publishers' and developers' attitudes changed, because perhaps if Rocksteady and Warner Brothers would have kept the PC port in-house rather than sourcing it out, and even if they had to delay it by another month or so to make sure the game releases how it should be, they probably wouldn't be issuing as many refunds as what they have been, and wouldn't have dragged their own name through the mud. I mean, surely it's better to wait, develop it in-house, or control the port, PC port in-house, albeit delay it a little longer, but release a game, a version that works. And I think some while ago, a year or so ago, this, like Dead Rising, it still existed. Dead Rising 3 port still existed, it never got pulled, but now this refund policy, gamers expressed their anger, they got their refunds, and the game got pulled, which is even though it came through frustrating circumstances, it's another result for gamers, and our voices are being heard. And I just hope now that Warner Brothers and Rocksteady get the game released as soon as they possibly can, but make sure that it's the version it should be, because whether you're a PC gamer or a console gamer, we all want the best games we can play. And I don't believe in this fucking console fanboy shit or PC fanboy shit. Just be a gamer fanboy. Gamer fanboy. We all want the best games to work, and attitudes from publishers and developers needs to change. And I hope, in the light of this Destiny U-turn from Bungie and now Warner Brothers pulling Arkham Knight, for the foreseeable future, attitudes will change, and they will consider us gamers who are fucking making them the money, give us more consideration, to show us more respect. Because at the end of the day, we're your fan base, we give you our money, we want a product that works, and we want to be treated with a bit more respect. So, even though we've had 2 frustrating circumstances this week, we've got a good result for the gaming community as a whole, and let's hope now that this changes for the foreseeable future. And I think that pretty much wraps up my video now. Perhaps I still rambled on for long what I'd hoped, but thanks for listening me go on. Thanks for joining me, and keep a lookout next week for my next Vblog video. Peace out.